And now, folks, I had this development come to me. It's true that you must have seen it because lawyers have intervened. And this were compatriots who are on the ground who sent this to me. They say it can be real or early last weekend. That's last weekend. And this morning they were talking already on Monday. Most neighborhoods witnessed military invasion as the military went from house to house and they were searching. The thorough search was carried out. Young boys above 12, so all young boys above 12 were arrested for unknown reasons. It was the worst mistake. That it was the worst mistake joining these people east of the Mongo. So they were estimating that about 500 young boys were captured and were in custody from Tico, Boya, and Limbe. So they said, and they also said the fun is that none of those politically elected elites care about it, and it is not their business. They were suffering and smiling. Of course, I read from a document presented by a law practice that in the end there were about 70 of them in total captured for no good reasons. Folks, before I play the audio that was sent to me by a gentleman on the ground talking about this and other issues, I want to make this clear. These are not arrests. This is state-sponsored kidnappings. State-sponsored kidnappings. It's official. One thing you need to know is that these hoodlums or these thugs from Yaoundé who call themselves police, gendarmes, soldiers, or whatsoever, all of them who have been deployed into the southern Cameroons are building mansions or skyscrapers back in La République du Cameroon. Each time they sit down and then there is a serious emergency for materials that are running out of materials to continue their building projects from the war economy. What do? They go out there and organize these massive raids. And when they capture everybody for no good reason, they go and keep you. You will never leave from there without paying a ransom. They will not call it ransom. They say, oh, you have to pay some money to get them. Listen, there are times when they've taken people like that, they're taking 200,000, 300,000 from each person. And they sit there and share among themselves to continue their building projects back in their country. That is what they have been doing. All of them are involved right to the ranks of generals. Even the civil administration, the colonial civil administration is involved in this dragnet. Lele l'Afrique de Benchofo. All of them are involved. Yeah. The colonial governor of the South, Okale Bilai Bernard, all of them, the colonial SGOs, they're all involved in this dragnet. Because if they were not, that the civil administration, they will ask, but what is going on? They never raised the little finger. We saw in Bamenda at some points, they went to hospital, ran up, went to hospital, scattered over 700 people for no good reason. Locked them up and they took them and they were taking, if you had a motorbike, you paid for your bike 20,000 francs and for yourself 10,000 before you are released. Whether you had ID or you did not have. Take this total, multiply by the number of people involved and see how much money we are talking about here. Where does it go to? To the government treasury? This is kidnapping for ransom. All of this going on, ngaringa. That's Mbelamoki Charles, he's seated there. He isn't seeing it. He isn't seeing the people whose knee is on his neck. He isn't seeing it. Mbelamoki Charles has not raised a little finger when they're telling him that over 700 young men, or over 70 young men per the lawyer, because that's something that at least I can quote official and I can hang on, picked up from Bonakanda Boya. Ngaringa. Mbelamoki Charles has not opened his mouth. But when it concerned Moja, who was torturing innocent citizens, Mbelamoki Charles was the first running helter-skelter, making noise up and down. I was spending sleepless nights to set Moja free. My people of Ambazonia, I hope you are seeing who is on your side and who is against you. Because they will come and stand there and tell you rascals, we are this, we are that. This is the moment where you expect them to rise to the occasion. Where's Fotabetando? Where's Chief Mukete? You will not hear from any of them. Where's Peter Malfini Musonge? You will not hear from any of them. But they will come and gather the same young people. After they will go lock down, they will torture, they will come and gather because they are hungry. And offer them bread and salad. Say, go and stand and say, oh, this people want Paul Biya to be our candidate for 2025. Shameful, disgraceful, embarrassing, and simply ridiculous. Let's listen to this comrade.
I said, brother, no. You don't see what people are doing. But the same thing we can do for years from Tankun, Alakoma, Nito, Aziri, all over, all over. They collect people in total number 420. And you are very welcome, my friend. If 4 people are collected, they pay each people 10,000 for no reason. Commissioner, come and talk. Straight say, in man, you pay 10,000, 10 people. If you get bike, 20,000, plus yourself 10,000, 30,000. So, bike man, you get, they take you up with your bike, you pay 30,000 plus 20,000 for bike, 10,000. People in Colombo and 10 million. This is why we can, man. So, let me say, anyway, it's fine, it is a help to really prove to people when they what are concerned, they sympathize and say, they wait to that, they see how we can go. When we can out in the camp and they call say, oh man, take you now. Mommy, go church, you see, I'm you, young boy, we go train, you do what I go train. You see, when you come back, you see, mommy, we did treat you, see, mommy, you didn't show someone, you might have go church, you really see, you see, now, someone, no act of respect, no nothing. Very funny, very wicked. People now. That's what it is. Very wicked people. They treat me like super kind of them, but then, probably, you go as a primary school, primary and secondary school, the PS as they end up, I'm okay, Did this okay. They don't go agitated, okay. They go move. They put it on. They need to see what you mean. No problem with it. We'll continue so. See what the guy will call it.
So this is shameful. This is ridiculous. That these are the kind of people that we got ourselves unevenly yoked with. Because you get the account that he's presenting of a similar situation that happened again in Bamenda not long ago. And they do this all the time. When the need for those building materials is not collective and it's not so urgent, they go case by case. You just sit, you find they themselves, they identify that you are a businessman, you have money, they take your number. They go onto WhatsApp with a strange number. They send you messages concerning the liberation movement. Suddenly, they show up. They arrest you, they ask for your phone. They discover their own same messages that they sent to you. And they tell you, apologie de la sécession. And before you know it, they are telling you that they will take you to Yaoundé if you don't act. From those kind of people, sometimes they take millions. That's what they have been doing. Kidnapping publicly for ransom. Some hoodlums moving around and calling themselves MPs, I don't know whoever elected them, will never condemn this. Or they'll come and say, oh, those Samba boys, oh, they are kidnappers, those kidnappers, they are this and that. But this is happening before their very eyes and publicly, before everybody's eyes. My dear people of Ambazonia, we have to continue to take action because we're
if you look around
for real trouble. We're in for so much trouble. If we don't do everything possible to get these people out of our land, I assure you, the time will come where we will no longer recognize even ourselves. We will no longer be able to attest to the fact that we're humans or we are not. We have to rise to the occasion. To end this show, I've talked on this platform several times that when you run, you say you are running away from the violence in the southern Cameroon's territory, and you go to the enemy territory to like the Cameroon, you are going to find peace. I've said 1,001 times you will never find peace. All you find is torture. I've talked about what they do to our business people in Douala, what they do to our business people in Yaoundé, how they extort them, how they squeeze them. You might have thought it was a joke. I know you have watched this video, but I'm refreshing our minds. Watch.
nobody is touched. Everybody, they are all fine. It is only us. It means that the main target was just us. Everybody, they are all fine. The whole Oja, they have not broken anywhere. They just target only us and decided to destroy our thing. We asked them that why must they decide to do this kind of thing? They say that we are Anglophones, we don't have any power to do anything in this Yaoundé. So they broke it without any prior notice, nothing at all. This is the destruction that they have caused. Customers' work that are down, they have destroyed them. And we even wanted to film them. We even wanted to make a video while they are doing the action. They almost shut us down because they were here well armed as if we are criminals, of which we have not offended anybody. So that's what is going on.
So you see, these are our compatriots. These are business people who produce all kinds of crafts, chairs, construction equipment, and all of those things. And they're in Oja. You can hear their own account by themselves. How they came there, they didn't do anything to the citizens of the people who were there. They came, they happened onto them. The intention they have is the permanent impoverishment of the people of the southern Cameroons. Permanent impoverishment. Because they believe that as long as they continue to make us solidly poor, it will be easier for them to keep us under domination forever. The only thing they don't know how to do is how to make those of us in the diaspora too permanently poor. That's why I keep calling on us in the diaspora to understand that the responsibility we have towards freeing our land is very great, and we must do everything to live up to the billing. We have to do everything it takes to live up to the billing. Look at, in which country would a government happily go to destroy the activities of small businesses? We are hearing here in the United States of America, with the ongoing presidential election campaign, one of the candidates saying, I will provide $50,000 of tax breaks or whatever to small businesses. You hear both candidates talk about the importance of the middle class, of small businesses, about all kinds of incentives they need to give to help small businesses to grow. But in terms of like du Cameroon, those who are facing the sledgehammer, those who have to be shattered, destroyed, annihilated are small businesses. And that's what they are doing in our land. They target all our business people. My dear people of Ambazonia, if you have really never been strong in this liberation movement, there is every reason for you to get up from slumber. Things are not getting any better. They are only getting worse by the day. If we don't restore our land, don't come and become too comfortable in America. Don't become too comfortable in Western Europe. Don't become too comfortable in the United Arab Emirates. Don't become too comfortable anywhere. Because home is where the heart is. They are accommodating us. They are helping us. They are giving us relief so that we should work hard to take back our homeland. Go and possess it. That is what it is. Folks, we need to get up from sleep. If you are sleeping, it is time for you to get up. We have to fight like hell to restore our homeland. That is the only thing that we have left to bequeath to the next generation of Ambazonians. So let us put our heads together and let us fight to make sure we attain this very lofty objective. Before I sign off, I must remind you about the two events I talked about. One, the fundraiser in Rome, 27 to 28 of September 2024, and then the massive demonstration in New York next Friday. Please be part of something. Don't just stay quiet. Do something. Do something. Do something. We must do something. We can't stay quiet. To God